Tight end Tyler Warren was a Swiss Army knife for the Penn State Nittany Lions. So should he be the pick for the New York Jets at 7 overall? Let's dive into his All-22 and find out together. Let's go. What's going on, everybody? It's Luke here from Play Like a Jet, and we're back in the film room with another All-22 breakdown, and today we're looking at Tyler Warren. Throughout the draft process thus far, he's a name that's been hot on the lips of many Jets fans, and I understand why. We need pass catchers badly, and I really liked his tape. Now, today we're going to evaluate whether we love it, because if you're taking a tight end at number 7 overall, he needs to be outstanding. You're paying him top 10 positional money from day one, and that's something we need to figure out. So let's start with what Tyler Warren does extremely well. His tight end route tree is fantastic. He gets open on these type of plays at a very high rate. What am I talking about? Well, you're going to see Tyler Warren here, left-hand side of your screen, on a very simple block and release. As we let this roll, you're going to see him engage the defensive end. They're going to pull the guard, sneak Warren across the line of scrimmage, and he's gone for an easy gain. He's really good at engaging blockers, selling that that's his role, and then springing open and becoming a safety valve or an outlet for his quarterback. You saw this time and time again at Penn State. And here's another one. You're going to see against OSU, Tyler Warren goes to down block on this occasion, gets hands in the hips, gets some displacement, and then is going to sneak out, gets held by the D tackle, but it's no issue. Again, he's open. Now, these kind of plays are scheme. And that's what I want people to understand. But if you scheme for him correctly, you can use his tools and allow him to really rumble after the catch. These type of plays saw him get open frequently. Tyler Warren is that throwback old school tight end. So let's continue along the same lines and evaluate Tyler Warren's ability to make plays when he's schemed open and what he can do after the catch. On this occasion, really wacky formation from Penn State. Warren, number 44, is effectively an eligible left tackle. You're going to see off the snap, he gets this little inside screen off the tunnel. He breaks a tackle, and look how he lowers the shoulder pads. He wants to hurt you when he gets the ball in his hands. He wants to run you over. Look, he doesn't beat the first tackle here with outstanding agility. He is strong through his core. He has a low center of gravity, and he breaks tackles. That's probably my biggest nitpick is I don't think he has elite agility of change of direction in the NFL like a guy like Laporta or Bowers has, but he can rumble. When he gets downhill, has a head of steam, he's going to run you over and get extra yards after contact. You can count on that from Tyler Warren. I mentioned that throwback type player. That's really what I think he is. And on this occasion, you're going to see more of the stretch seam tight end. Again, it's schemed open. Tyler Warren is the attached Y tight end. Off the line of scrimmage, you're going to see him trail here, the number 3 receiver. He becomes wide open, and it's a touchdown against West Virginia. He can do a different array of things when asked in the right scheme. He can be that total tight end that can have screens, he can do the block and release, and you can see he can stretch the field vertically too. He's got more than enough speed without being that joker move tight end. He's a nice hybrid, he's a combination of all of those skill sets, and I really like that about Tyler Warren. Now, the next facet of his game that I wanted to evaluate was contested catches, because when I'm breaking down a tight end, I want a guy who can catch the ball outside his frame, use a big body, and be that outlet in contested situations. Tyler Warren has part of that. Have a look at this first snap against OSU. It is awesome. You're going to see him lined up as the wildcat quarterback, something he did frequently at Penn State, but I've kind of thrown that out. They're going to motion late. They're going to restructure their entire offense. He's now snapping the ball as an eligible center. He's going to have burst off the line of scrimmage, beat the safety deep. They're confused on defense, and look at the control at the catch point. It's awesome. I love that from Tyler Warren. Number one, what an awesome, fun play call. You saw a lot of this kind of collegey, gimmicky stuff, very Chip Kelly-esque, but you just have to focus on 44 and what he's able to do in these contested catch situations. I mean, just a circus catch, extended arms, has to reach across the DB and brings it into his chest. Really, really nice. Again, this time against OSU, you're going to see he's the number 2 receiver on the right-hand side of Penn State's formation. Tyler Warren doesn't really get open against man coverage, but he just uses his body, his size, and his ability to just be stronger and bigger and longer than you. Now, once again, you're going to see it's a body catch. That's what it calls for in this situation. You can't dock him marks, but that was a theme throughout these contested catches. He wanted to just out-muscle you. Again, one more, this time against Minnesota. He's this time on the left-hand side of the formation, running down the seam, one-on-one in man. Just a really nice job adjusting to this football. This is expected to be deep and over the top with some, rainbow trajectory. Instead, it's fired back shoulder. He's got to turn with the football and makes a fantastic contested catch. He has a ton of these plays. He is a big body who in one-on-one man situations can just be bigger and better than a linebacker or a safety. He's really tough to man up on. Now, would I like him to make some more outside the frame contested catches like a Trey McBride did or Bowers? Yeah, of course I would. But you cannot fault him for these examples. They asked for body catches, body control, and adjusting to the football, and he provided exactly that. But I don't want to be too negative. Here's a couple of examples of Tyler Warren making those contested catches outside his frame. Yes, this isn't a deep ball, but look at this. Coming across the formation here for Penn State, he plucks this football with natural hands outside of his body with pressure and a hit coming, and he just snares that ball easily, effortlessly. This is what I want to see from my tight end. The ability to, yes, cradle the ball to your chest, make the bucket catch, but also just extend those arms and use that catch radius. Great example here from the Big Ten championship game. You're going to see left-hand side of your screen. Here's the attached Y tight end. Have a look at Tyler Warren just go to work. It's kind of this match zone. Gets outside. The ball is up and away. Look at him just go up and get this football. There is a man playing in his face, hands up, reading the hands of the receiver. Doesn't matter. Tyler Warren brings this football down. A great contested catch outside of his frame. So there are examples of him doing it. They aren't littered on the tape, but there are more than enough that Tyler Warren can make, those hands catches outside his body at the catch point against very tight coverage. But this now brings me to probably my biggest Tyler Warren negative. I don't think he's a great athlete, but on top of that, I don't think he's particularly good at running routes, especially at the top at the stem. I think he struggles to create separation and instead often looks to push off, invite contact, and then shrug and release. So here's 2 or 3 examples of exactly that. I've circled Tyler Warren for you. Look how he takes on his DB, he runs into him, and this is more of a sit route. I understand that he then wants to turn back and look for the football, but it becomes a theme. Again, from the same game, look how Tyler Warren, he's at the top of your screen, just bowls over the slot corner. He has no ability to make the guy miss. He wants to invite contact and then disengage. Instead, he runs a pick route into his own outside receiver, and it's a complete failure of a play for Penn State. But this is kind of what I saw against man coverage. He wants to run into you. He wants you to put hands on him, then allowing him to kind of push off and disengage. I just want to see him have a little more wiggle and hip flexibility at the top of the routes. I didn't really see it. But this was probably the best example I saw. From the slot here, number 3 receiver against the Mountaineers. Have a look how Tyler Warren gets a little bit of footwork at the stem here. Little off coverage, skip to the inside, and then separate. I think the football should have gone to Tyler Warren here. He is wide open over the middle, and he probably scores a touchdown. This was a great job being aggressive at the line of scrimmage, just exploding out of his break and causing 2 or 3 yards of separation instantaneously. The ability's there, I just wouldn't say it was particularly frequent, but a really nice rep here against West Virginia. And to finish today's review, let's evaluate Tyler Warren, the run blocker, because it's an important part of the tight end's role to create that mismatch ability. Well, here he is. Coming across the screen, he's going to be on the front side of outside zone. Look at him kick out the corner and open up that lane. I really like the way he gets his back to the running back to seal off the lane right here. He's aggressive at the point of attack, low man wins, bang, great contact, knocks back the head of the corner, gets his hips in a good position, and that's a massive lane for the running back. A really nice job. When you get him against smaller men on the perimeter, I thought he was highly, highly effective. And again, this time against Oregon in that Big Ten championship game, look how Tyler Warren one-on-one in space just drives a man into the bench. Like, when someone is smaller than him and he should dominate physically, he did. These were the reps where I thought he was most effective. Now, in saying that, you're not going to get a ton of these in the NFL. You're going to get more inline Y tight end situations, that blocker against a defensive end or a blitzing linebacker who's 230 pounds maybe. But when he was out in space, I thought this is where Tyler Warren was best. A bit of a nitty-gritty block, something I just talked about, coming from more of a H-back position. He is in front of number 13, the running back. Have a look how Tyler Warren finds his linebacker again, turns his hips, and opens up this hole. A really nice job getting displacement, finishes him in the dirt, and again, it's a big gain because of the blocking, partly, of Tyler Warren. Now, I'll be honest, I've picked 3 really good reps, but in saying that, they're kind of the only 3 reps that I saw on tape in 6 games. So there weren't a lot of these splash plays. I think the belief is that Tyler Warren is this almost elite blocker. I actually thought he was just an average blocker who had a couple of splash plays. There wasn't a moment in time where I thought he was bad at blocking or was subpar. It was just a lot of average with these 3 big plays, big blocks where he started to move people. That's how I'd best evaluate him as a run blocker. But there are a couple of these kind of plays. Again, this is more pass pro, I understand that. Right-hand side of your screen. Have a look how Tyler Warren squeezing, doesn't see the blitzing corner, and gets his quarterback lit up. You just need to have the attention to detail, your eyes in the right spot, and on this occasion, he doesn't. I wanted a little bit of balance because I don't think he was elite at that blocking, but he still did a really nice job. So there's my evaluation of Penn State tight end Tyler Warren. Overall, I said this at the start, I really, really like his film. I think he's a solid player, both phases. I think he can be a contested catch guy. He does the tight end route tree really nicely, and he's a solid, slightly above average run blocker. But do I love him enough to take him at number 7? In a normal draft class, I probably don't. I think he just is that like 15 to 20 range player who is being brought up because of a weak draft class. Now, when you mix in positional value, I think he even slides a little bit more. Look, if the Jets take Tyler Warren at number 7 overall, I'm not going to be complaining. I just wouldn't be celebrating either. I think they'd have a good football player, but when you're paying someone $29 million over 4 years, I'm not sure he's going to give you quite the impact. There it is. That's my 2 cents on Tyler Warren.